before you drift into the words you're about to hear. Understand this. Nothing in this audio requires effort from you. You do not need to concentrate. You do not need to visualize perfectly. You do not need to force belief. Your subconscious mind does not learn through strain. It learns through exposure, through repetition, through emotional tone, and through what feels familiar. So all you must do is listen. Your conscious mind may wander at times. That is normal. In fact, that is expected, because when the conscious mind relaxes, the subconscious opens, and it is the subconscious that forms habits, identity, emotional reactions, self-image, discipline, confidence, wealth patterns, and your sense of inner control. Everything you repeatedly experience with emotion becomes familiar. Everything that becomes familiar becomes normal. Everything that becomes normal becomes your life. You're not here to add new information. You're here to overwrite old programming. The voice you are hearing now is not speaking to your thinking mind. It is speaking beneath it, to the space where behavior is formed before thought, to the space where identity is installed without language, to the place in you that already knows how to change once it is given permission. You do not have to believe these words for them to work. You only have to hear them, because belief is not required for conditioning. Conditioning only requires repetition and emotional neutrality. So let your conscious mind rest. Let your body be still. Let your breath move naturally, and allow the deeper part of you to listen. The version of you that no longer struggles. The version of you that moves with discipline. The version of you that expects success. The version of you that remains calm under pressure. The version of you that no longer returns to old limits. That version is already present. This process simply brings it forward, and it begins now. Close your eyes for a moment, not because you have to, but because your mind works best when it's quiet, not silent, just still. You don't need to force relaxation. Your body already knows how to do that. You just need to let it remember. Because everything you've ever become, every habit, every fear, every belief about what you can and cannot do, it all started as a thought that repeated long enough to become your normal. And what you repeat, you become. Right now, your subconscious mind is listening more than your conscious mind ever could. Your conscious mind gets tired. It argues. It doubts. But your subconscious mind only records. It does not judge. It does not question. It only accepts what you impress upon it through emotion, repetition, and imagery. And for most of your life, it has been programmed without your permission, by what you saw, by what you heard, by what you were told when you were too young to protect yourself from belief. And now, you're choosing to take that control back. Every word you hear now is not just sound. It's a suggestion, a seed, and seeds grow whether you watch them or not. You are not your past. You are not your mistakes. You are not your fear. You are the awareness behind them. And awareness is the beginning of all change. The moment you realize that your mind can be reprogrammed, you step into a different level of power. Because if the mind can be programmed once without your consent, it can be rewritten by your choice. Your subconscious does not know the difference between what is real and what is repeatedly imagined. That is its secret, and also its vulnerability. What you imagine with emotion becomes your reality in time. The pictures you replay in your mind form the blueprint for your future. So if you repeatedly imagine limitation, your life builds limitation. If you repeatedly imagine failure, your life organizes around failure. And if you repeatedly imagine power, confidence, clarity, discipline, success, your life must eventually organize itself to match. Your subconscious is not logical. It is symbolic. It speaks in images, feelings, and identity. It doesn't respond to effort. It responds to certainty. It doesn't change from force. It changes from familiarity. Whatever feels familiar feels safe. Even if it is painful, even if it is destructive, This is why people stay in cycles they say they hate, because the subconscious is loyal to the known. But today, you are making the unknown familiar. Every time you listen to this, you are rewriting the emotional meaning of who you are. You are teaching your nervous system a new identity, an identity where you move with confidence, an identity where you expect things to work out for you, an identity where focus feels natural, discipline feels automatic, wealth feels normal, peace feels deserved. You do not chase what you believe you are unworthy of. You do not sustain what you believe you do not deserve. And you do not rise beyond the identity your subconscious accepts as familiar. So we begin there. You are becoming someone who follows through. You are becoming someone who keeps their word to themselves. You are becoming someone who feels powerful in silence. Someone who does not panic under pressure. Someone who observes instead of reacts. Someone who chooses instead of drifts. Notice how that already feels different in your body. Your subconscious mind is always asking one question: who am I? And it answers that question through your repeated behavior and emotional reactions. Not through your goals, not through your affirmations alone, through what you consistently do. But now, you are changing the answer at the deepest level. You are painting a new self-image on the inside. You are no longer someone who starts and stops. You are no longer someone who waits for motivation. You are someone who moves when it's uncomfortable. You are someone who finishes. You are someone who follows through long after the excitement fades. You are someone who does what must be done, whether the feeling is there or not. This identity is now planting itself deeper and deeper into your subconscious. Your mind is beginning to favor clarity over confusion, movement over hesitation, action over avoidance. And the more familiar these states become, the more automatic your success becomes, because you never rise to the level of your wishes. You always fall to the level of your identity, and your identity is being rewritten right now. You are safe while growing. You are safe while changing. You are safe while becoming unfamiliar with your old limits. Growth no longer feels like danger. Growth now feels like home. Expansion feels normal. Progress feels natural. You are not forcing yourself into discipline. You are becoming a disciplined person. You are not chasing confidence. You are becoming confident. You are not seeking abundance. You are aligning with abundance. Notice how the nervous system settles when certainty replaces struggle. Your subconscious now recognizes that success is not pressure. It is alignment. It is not desperate striving. It is controlled momentum. One decision, one action, one follow-through at a time. And each time you follow through now, your self-image strengthens. And the stronger your self-image, the easier it becomes to act in alignment with your future. Your thoughts are becoming cleaner. Your inner dialogue is becoming calmer. Your attention is becoming sharper. You notice distractions without being pulled by them. You notice temptations without being ruled by them. You notice fear without obeying it. You are no longer ruled by urgency. You are anchored in intention. Every day your subconscious is learning that you are reliable, that when you decide something, it is real, not a fantasy. Not a someday, a command. And confidence is simply self-trust, repeating long enough to become automatic. You are building that now. Your mind is beginning to filter the world differently. Opportunities become visible. Patterns become obvious. Red flags become clear early. You don't need chaos to feel alive anymore. You don't need struggle to feel worthy. You don't need approval to feel valid. Your nervous system is calibrating to stability, clarity, and power. You move slower. You think clearer. You choose better. Your subconscious no longer associates rest with guilt. It no longer associates work with dread. It no longer associates silence with loneliness. Silence becomes power. Focus becomes peace. Consistency becomes freedom. You are teaching your subconscious that procrastination is no longer who you are. Self-sabotage is no longer who you are. Starting and quitting is no longer who you are. You are the one who completes the cycle. And the more this becomes familiar, the more your external life has no choice but to rearrange itself to match. Money responds to your self-image. Relationships respond to your self-image. Health responds to your self-image. Time responds to your self-image. So you no longer identify as someone trying. You identify as someone who is in motion, someone who is becoming inevitable. Your subconscious is now installing the quiet expectation of success. Not loud, not emotional, calm, certain, neutral, like gravity. You don't hope things work out. You expect alignment. You move as if your future already exists, and you are simply walking toward it, one decision at a time. This expectation reshapes behavior automatically. You sleep better because your nervous system trusts your direction. You focus easier because your subconscious believes the work matters. You resist distractions more easily because your self-image is larger than short-term comfort. You are not forcing change. You are allowing a new default, and defaults control everything. Your old defaults were shaped by survival, by environment, by observation, by repetition you did not choose. Your new defaults are shaped by intention. From this point forward, your subconscious filter starts differently. It automatically rejects what doesn't match your future identity. It strengthens what does. Doubt loses emotional weight. Fear loses urgency. Discipline gains familiarity. Confidence gains calm. And momentum becomes your natural state. You no longer need to motivate yourself constantly. Your identity carries you. And identity always outruns willpower. You are not becoming a new person through struggle. You are allowing the version of you that already exists beneath old conditioning to step forward. And that version of you does not hesitate. The more you listen to this process, the deeper it becomes embedded, not as an idea, as a self-image, as a baseline, as a normal state of being. Your subconscious is now aligning your actions to match your future instead of your past. And that is how reprogramming truly works. Not by fighting who you were, but by becoming who you've already decided to be.